Today I'm going to be talking about self-actualization. If you don't know what that is, that's fine. It's a very interesting concept, one that can benefit your life in amazing ways, something that you probably already have used a few times in your life experience, and you've probably seen the benefit. A lot of people know what it is in terms of how it works in their life, but not really why or what it really can accomplish. The depths of its performance. So today's segment is going to be about self-actualization, defining what it is, defining how you can use it in your lifetime, and defining how it'll benefit your life experience for the better. So getting right into it, I'm going to talk about some things that self-actualization is not. Self-actualization is not putting yourself above other people for your own benefit. Self-actualization is not using your power to negatively influence other people. Self-actualization is not defining yourself based on one or two characteristics, because we all have, multitudes within us. We all have multitudes of facets and different energies that we supply to the world. So you can't get locked in just one thing. And self-actualization, that's a pitfall that people come to a lot. Self-actualization is not an all-defining thing. It's not forever. We change just like the seasons do, and when you come to the point where you say, okay, this is what I am, this is what I truly am, this is what I am, you block out all those other things that you could be. I will say that modern society does not want you to find your self-actualization. Modern society wants to beat you down, wants to make you feel like you're not strong, like you don't have this energy inside you, like you don't have what you need to accomplish the goals in your life, and like that you don't have the capacity to change. Therefore, in that way, they pump your brain and your experience full of change to make you think that you're good at it, when really all that they're doing is changing what your iPhone looks like, what your shoes you're wearing looks like, what kind of things you want to buy. The market's always changing, but that's just to falsify your understanding of what change really is. See, when you want to change, when you want a self-actualization in your life, when you bring that into your life, you'll feel it. You'll feel that change coming in many different forms, in many different ways throughout your emotional experience, throughout your psychological experience, throughout your relationships, throughout your work ethic. Everything about you will change, and self-actualization is not finding that. That's the thing. You don't search for yourself. If you search for yourself, you're never going to find anything. You're just going to keep finding your next step, right? But self-actualization is the idea that what you are meant to be will present itself when it's ready. What you are meant to be will present itself when it's ready, and you have to just be able to accept that. You have to take the leap. You have to take the job. You have to take the step financially. You have to end a friendship. You have to begin a friendship. It's all these major events in your life that a lot of times people have trouble going towards, or they're afraid of the outcome. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, when you're afraid, when you're fearful, that's when the strongest changes of self-actualization occur. So now I'm going to get into what self-actualization is, now that you know what it's not. Now that you know who's trying to keep you from it. Because even people will try and keep you from it. People will say, nah, you can't do that. Nah, you're changing. You're becoming different. That's something I hear in my life constantly. But the thing that I want to express to you is that change is good. Change is necessary for life to move on. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm ready to accept that change. I know that in my lifetime, in my universal, in my spiritual lifetime, I've made many changes. I can feel that inside me, the turmoil of being so many different things, of understanding what life is as energy, as not just a human, flesh and blood, not just. That's another point about self-actualization. It's not your human form that's changing. It's not you getting stronger. It's not you getting tougher. It's not a physical change. It's a spiritual and a mental change that is allowing you to accept more of what the universe has to offer. It's as if when you gain your self-actualization, you gain an antenna. You gain an antenna into the spiritual energies of the world, and then you can hear what they're really trying to tell you. Whereas in our bodies, we have our nervous system, which allows us to know if we're in danger or if we think we're in danger. You know, the fight or flight system, which allows us to know if we need to run or if we need to stay or if we need to be quiet, or all these different things that have to do with our survival. When you realize self-actualization, those messages don't come from the inside. They come from the world. They come from the universe. They come from the source. And when you really tune into that information, it opens all new doors, all new possibilities for you to find your peace, your paradise, your fruitful living. And I can't explain it any other way than just being incredible. You almost become a part of everything without having to understand any of it. And I think that's what we grow towards. I think we grow towards starting as babies, where we have no concept of anything. No concept of anything but what we bring in. And then you go through your life, you learn things, you learn more things, you learn more things. You learn life is just this short and sweet opportunity for us to grow. And when you accept that growth through self-actualization, you realize your true potential. You realize that not only is your inner energy eternal, your inner energy is eternal, but your outward energy is equally as vast. That outward stimuli can be here one day, be gone the next. And that only your energy, only the energy of all of us is what will remain. So you feed that energy. You feed it positively or negatively. And whether you do either of those consciously or unconsciously, you're going to feel the effect. You're going to feel when you're doing right by yourself, when you're fully self-actualized, you're doing right by yourself. You won't feel any dissonance. You won't feel any strain or stress in the way you live your life. You'll feel confident and righteous. Not in a biblical sense, not in a religious sense. None of this is religious in my eyes. It's all spiritual, it's all knowledge, it's all known. It's power without the evil that comes with power. And if you can find that within yourself, if you can discover your true path without actively searching it, it'll come to you. Your things will come to you in good time, will come to you as you want them, and will come to you in bounty, in plentifulness, in fruitfulness, in the vast way that the universe delivers everything. That the universe delivers the things we need. And those will all come to you in the way you believe yourself to be. And that's the beauty of self-actualization. We each have a self. We have an ego to nourish in this life, rightly or wrongly. And the energy that you put out defining your ego will create the person you are. If you're a happy person, you don't even have to start with happiness. Let's say you're a sad person. If you're a sad person, but you go out and smile, you go out and just smile your whole day to everyone you see. Say, I'm glad to be alive. I'm glad you're alive. I'm glad we're all here to experience this together. If you emanate that in every interaction you have, you're going to begin to feel that way. You're going to begin to feel that happiness. And not only that, you're going to feel it come back to you. You're going to see smiles of people you didn't know. You're going to start new conversations, open new avenues in your life. And it'll all seem like it's happening because of change itself, the nature of change, which partially it is. But it's the change that you had. It's the change that you had initially. It's that inner voice that says, I can do this. It's that inner voice that says, I am worth it. The universe deserves me. All those things. And when you really emanate those beliefs, the world responds. The universe responds. The source responds. So now if you have some questions about self-actualization, I can understand that. I didn't fully describe what it is, but it's in the simplest form that I can describe. Self-actualization is three things. Self-actualization is accepting that you are everything. And with that, under the same principle, you can be anything. You are everything, you can be everything. And let's just say you were everything. Would you not love yourself? Would you not love the things you are? Don't you love the things you are about yourself? You can't change those. You can't change those, just like you can't change the things you see in life, the people you meet, the situations you are. They all are you. They made you. So, you can be anything. You are everything. You are you. You are you, and you will always be you, and you will always, always be you forever. You will always be in this moment. You must realize that this moment is not a figment of the brain. This moment is the only thing that you have. The past is an illusion. The future is an illusion. When you really consider it, now is right now. 5 minutes from now, it'll be now. 10 minutes from then, it'll be now. 100,000 years from now, it'll be now. Because you can never live in the future. You can never live in the past. The past is often just a dream of what you wish you had. And the future is a dream of what you wish you will have. But all you have in actuality is this time to get it. Is this time to believe in yourself and make those changes. We live in between two dreams. We live in between two dreams, constantly awake, with no understanding of when we'll ever go back to sleep again, or for how long, or what life will be like when we wake up. And that basically sums up the first principle of self-actualization. The second principle of self-actualization is it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you are, what you become, what you believe. Because every other self, every other ego that's been nurtured feels the same. We all feel the same entitlement to guide our lives. But the third secret, the third principle, is you have to let go. Like I said before, you can't actually search for yourself. You can take pieces of yourself you like and keep them around in hopes that they'll stick around when you find who you want to be. But in my experience, the easiest way is just to let go. To let it all just drift. Like planks of wood on a stream. Your memories just fading into the past, not forgetting who you were, but just saying, that was me. That was me. Pretend you are newly born every day with new hopes, new aspirations. Hold on to the ones that really got you where you are. That means the people, the things, the ideas, the mentality, the core beliefs, your moral compass. Hold on to all those things and keep them close, because when they're gone, when you let one of those things go that made you, you feel that dissonance again. Rightly or wrongly, consciously or unconsciously, you will feel the dissonance. The stress will come back. And that's part of letting go. Part of letting go is letting your stress disintegrate. Disintegrate for your sake and disintegrate for the sake of all those other people who are trying to better themselves as well. With my prior example, if you share a smile with someone, they'll share the smile back. They'll share the smile back, but it's different with emotions when you compared to things. Let's just say I give you a piece of candy, and you eat that piece of candy and you're happy. And now I'm happy I gave you that piece of candy and saw you have change your emotion or make you even happier. Right? But that'll linger as long as the piece of candy is there. You'll have the emotion of thanks and gratitude when it's done. But the thing won't be there anymore. So with emotions, there's nothing. There's no piece of candy. If I smile at you, that's not a thing that you can digest. That's not a thing that you can hold. A smile is so much more powerful. A smile is, I'm here for you for a moment. I'm here with you in the moment. We are in this moment together. And when you accept a smile, you feel that energy, you feel them connecting with you. And you don't need a piece of candy. And when you give a smile to someone, you keep that emotion. You're happy, they're happy, and it doesn't leave. It doesn't leave, and not only does it not disintegrate, it doesn't digest, but they share that happiness with someone else. And in that way, you don't need materials. You don't need materials to be happy. You need other people. You need other people, you need yourself. And the transfer of that energy is the best currency we have. You think of other things that are like that. Smiles are good. Hugs are even more wonderful. My friend recently told me that a hug, if it lasts longer than 10 seconds, a really great, compassionate hug, it'll bond people. It'll bond people together more so than if they never made that contact. And I thought that was really powerful because that is you becoming almost one with something else. That's synonymous with two particles, being magnetically attracted and forming one and then breaking off with new energy. And I think you can probably dissect from this that self-actualization is kind of funny in the way that it's not about you. It's about the self in the way that we are all about the self. When you think of that word, it makes you think of singularly, just singularly you or singularly another person from a third person perspective. But the self is like the source. The self is like all of us. And when we nurture ourselves, we find who we are. We find that we are these compassionate beings. We find that we have more apt for empathy and compassion than a lot of other animals do, not because we choose to do so, but it's innately in us. It's innately in our biology through empathy and through psychological mechanisms. It benefits us in more ways now because we're not just trying to survive. I guess in a way we are all trying to survive, but it's not necessary. People can go through their whole lives being angry and never giving or showing any love, receiving any love. And they'll feel those negative emotions, but they'll survive. They'll survive. Whereas animals need compassion and love and support to feel part of the group, and they'll literally die if they don't, if they aren't part of the group. They'll be eaten by predators or get left behind or any number of things. So our goal as evolved creatures and beings and spiritually enlightened stewards of the universe is to show this love for no reason, to show our compassion for no reason at all, to project it into the world as light is projected when you turn on the light switch. No ulterior motive for loving other people. And it's plentiful. And when you realize love, when you bring that into your life, when you bring that unconditional, unwarranted, unneeded, unnecessary love into your life, you will find who you are. I think that's the fourth important thing with self-actualization is love will guide you. When you don't actively search for yourself, bring love into your life and you will find who you're meant to be. You'll find the things you're passionate about. You'll find the people that you enjoy spending time with. You'll find the happiness that you deserve. And the happiness that this world needs right now is the happiness that we deserve. Because we've been through enough. We've been through enough hate. We've been through enough self-actualized people who are negative, who use their influence and their power to despise those below them. Despise and murder the people that are the only ones that will be able to save them. And it's ironic that way. They don't look for a sliver of salvation. Again, not in a religious sense. They don't look for a sliver of salvation when that's all they have. They've reached this point, stepping on people, doing terrible things, only to realize that they're still alone. They're still unhappy. And I guess that's another point about self-actualization, is it can be negative. Whatever you bring into your life, whatever you find yourself to be, as you're searching, you can pick up on negative things. You'll pick up on negative things and think, oh, this is boosting me. This is making me a better person. This is helping. When in reality, you have to be a strong judge of character, not only for others, but for yourself, to find when you feel that dissonance, that stress, anxiety, fear. Because that'll prove that you're not near what you need to be. You're not showcasing your strength. You're using vices and negativity of the world as a crutch or as a janky stair set for you to climb your way to the top. When, in my mind, if we were all here at the bottom working together, we'd create something amazing. Something that we can bring to this world and say, this is us. We, by ourselves, as ourself, have created this.